All right, we're live. Okay, so did you guys know not only is next week spring break, but it's my favorite week of the whole year? Do you know why? March Madness. Okay? Which gives us a great opportunity to have some fun. Okay? And extra credit. How about that? You guys are always asking me about extra credit. Okay? So, did you notice my new announcement that I posted today? Up on, let's see, I guess, I don't know if I can see this here. We're going to put this on the TV. Okay, so you can kind of see that there. Okay, so I got a new announcement about March Madness extra credit. Okay, so here we go. Here's our March Madness extra credit. Okay, so how many of you don't know anything about basketball? 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys are probably going to win. Okay. Okay. So basically, I'm not going to spend too much time in here, but basically there's two chances for extra credit. Number one, on Sunday night, they're going to post the March Madness brackets. Okay. And so when they post them, then I will post a bracket, and you can pick a bracket. You're going to have to fill it out on ESPN.com. It's free. And you can do it any way you want. I don't care what you do, okay? But here's how the extra credit works. You get 1 point for picking each Final Four team correctly, 1 point for picking each Final Two team correctly, and 1 point for the national champion, okay? So that's one portion of extra credit. The other portion, and we talk about how to pick here, but you're going to watch this YouTube link here. It's about 10 minutes. It's not too long, but it's too long for this class, okay? So watch that. The other thing is I want you to do a mathematical simulation, and I explain how to do it in that video, okay? We actually do this in a lot of my statistics classes, and I forgot. They're having a test on tomorrow, and I can't tell them about this, so I'm just going to tell them before class, hey, watch this video. But you have to do a mathematical simulation, and I explain more in the video. The video is about 2 years old, okay? So it's not the current teams, but the one seed, usually one seeds are the really good teams, and the 16 seed teams suck. One time in the past, like 20 years, a 16 seed beat a 1 seed, and it was the year that I picked Virginia to win the whole thing. Crashed my bracket on the first day. I hate Virginia. And then of course they won it the next year. The suckers, I hate Virginia. Anyway, you can watch more about that there. So that's your extra credit. Now, the other announcement that I wanted to make is I know that some of you are worried about your grade. And you want to know, is there any chance I can pass the class? Okay. So what I've got here, and I'm trying to figure out here, I don't want to preview the document. I want to download it. So you want to download the document, hopefully. Oh, it worked that time. It didn't work in my other class for some reason. Maybe I pressed that dumb thing. Don't press that. But at any rate, these scores in here are fake scores, okay? I just put some scores in here to test it. But what you can do is you can put in your quiz score, and then you can put in each of your tests. And as we're not going to have 7 tests. We're only going to have 5. But anyway, update this with your information. Now, in order to calculate your grade, I need to figure out what you're going to get on the final. And so the way I do that is I just say, oh, what's your current grade? And then we'll put that in there. So you can say, for example, now if I change this, oh, what if I get 100 on the next two tests? What will that do to my grade? Or what if I get a 0 on the next 2 tests? What will that do to my grade? Or what if I don't take the final exam? Well, that's your current grade. You're going to fail the class if you do that. Okay. So there is a formula here. So if you change that score, change it back or re-download the thing or whatever. Anyway, it's pretty easy to use. Just so you know, your score in Canvas isn't totally accurate but this spreadsheet, if you want to find out what your actual grade is, it's only off a few points, but this is actually more accurate than what Canvas says. Canvas will be accurate after you take your last quiz, basically. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. That's available to everybody. and you can stress out about your grades or not, and you can also do March Madness, okay? Yes?
Only go 5. That's 5 tests and the final, so 6 total.
5 tests plus the final, that's right. Okay, so that's a very useful tool. So, all right, let's go back to our class here. So we're going to cover 5.4, which is systems of non-linear equations. Okay? So if I had 3x squared plus, no, I don't do that. If I had x squared plus y squared equals 100, and if I had 3x minus y equals 10, okay? First of all, Javier, you know what that first equation would look like if we were to graph it? Circle. And what would the second line look like? Straight line. So, in the first case, we've got a circle, and you know what the radius is? No, 10. Square root of that. Okay, so if I go 10, 10, 10, 10, I've got a circle. Okay? Now, the straight line, okay, there's basically a couple of options. It could cross twice. It could cross one. Oops, I didn't draw that very well. It could cross once, or it could not cross at all. So those are basically the 3 options that we have. And I don't know if I drew that line right. I'm just saying for illustration purposes only. So you're either going to get 2 answers, you'll get 1 answer, or you'll get no answers. Okay? So that's basically what's going on. Let's see here. Michael, can you help me solve this? How would you solve that?
You're assuming that they're equal at some point, so you set them equal to each other.
Set them equal to each other how?
Like x squared plus y squared equals 3x minus 1.
We can't do that because they don't
Right,
equal things.
right, and that rows it.
So that doesn't work. Square the bottom. You could square the bottom. That would make it harder. Cameron?
The square root of the top one, so it would be x plus y is equal to 10.
No, if you took that would be bad math if you did that. Okay? Don't take the square root and call that x plus y. That would be a bad thing.
Solve for y on the bottom.
Solve for y on the bottom, right? And then use
Substitution.
Okay, so if we solve for y, I'm going to subtract 3x. It's going to give me negative y equals negative 3x plus 10. Multiply by negative 1, right? That's going to change all my signs. Okay, now we can substitute that into the top equation, right? Okay, so this becomes x squared plus 3x minus 10 squared equals 100, right? So x squared plus 9x squared, 3 times 10 is 30, double it, that's going to be negative 60x plus 100 equals 100. So those are going to cancel. X squared plus 9x squared is 10x squared minus 60x equals 0. What will I do now? It's too bad they can't see on the TV it's another image, right? Hey, finish that, Andrew. Factor out what?
10x.
10x, and I'm left with
X minus 6.
x minus 6 equals 0. So either 10x equals 0 or x minus 6 equals 0. So in this case, x equals 0 or x equals 6, right? Okay? So then what? So we're going to plug this back into, how about here, right? Then we get a y. So y equals 3 times 0 minus 10. So y equals minus 10. So in this case, if I were to draw this accurately, you would cross right there at 0 minus 10. So 0 minus 10. So we'll definitely want to write these as ordered pairs, right? Now I can do the same thing with x equals 6. I'm going to plug it back into here. Y equals 3 times 6 minus 10. 3 times 6 is 18 minus 10, so y equals 8. Okay? So if this is 6 and that is 8, then we can see that this line would cross here and here. So the 2 points are 0, negative 10, and 6, 8. Does that make sense? Okay? Questions? Okay. Should we do another one? What do you have anything with that red light is flashing? Is that just me that notices that? Means the speaker doesn't work. All right. Anyway, let's go to another problem here. How about 3x squared plus 2y equals 26, and 5x squared plus 7y equals 3. Now my first question to you is, if you were to graph the top equation, it would be a parabola. The second equation would be a, so we've got two parabolas here, right? Okay. Now, which way do they face? Nope, they face down.
Oh, wait, x wasn't that.
Because you're going to bring the x squared over, right? So this is going to be a y equals a negative x squared, right? Okay. So probably what's going to happen is you've got a parabola, and you've got another parabola, and they're going to cross probably twice. Maybe not at the axis like I drew there, but cross twice somewhere. Okay? So that's probably what's going to happen. Now, if I ever ask you to do these graphically, I want you to understand how they do it, but if I were to actually say, oh, I'm going to graph these, that's not very accurate. So how do we solve these algebraically? Must be Eunice's turn.
Is that 2y and 7y?
This is a 2y and that's a 7y. Oh, we're off screen. Oh, I guess we're on screen. It's just really bad. Multiply by what? Do you want to eliminate the x's or the y's? Yeah, the x's might be a little easier. So if I multiplied this equation by 5 and this equation by 3, do you want to make one of them negative?
Yeah.
Which one? Negative 3? Okay. So this is going to be 15x squared plus 10y, 5 times 126. 5 times 6 is 30, 130. Okay? This is negative 15x squared, negative 3 times 7, 21y equals negative 9. That's going to go away. 10y minus 21y, negative 11y equals 121. And we'll divide by negative 11. So y equals negative 11. Okay? What do I do with that? Plug it into what? Into which one? Does it matter which one? No, but you want to do it into one, okay? So we'll go to 3x squared plus 2 times negative 11 equals 26. Am I on camera? No, I'm not. Okay? This is negative 22, right? So I would, actually, let's add 22 to both sides, right? So 3x squared equals,
Divided by 3, and that is
48 divided by 3, x squared equals 16. X equals what?
plus or minus 1.
I was hoping you would not say 4. Okay, remember plus or minus when you're taking square roots, okay? So how would I write this as an ordered pair? So yeah, so it would be negative, so negative 11 is the y and plus or minus 4. So going back to this, I'm going to draw a new one. It crosses at negative 4, negative 11, and positive 4, positive, negative 11. So we cross at these 2 points. Which graph am I using? I got to get rid of all these. What's this one here? We'll get rid of that one. Okay? That's probably what it looks like, or something to that effect, essentially. Okay? All righty then. Well, quiz is going to be on 5.4. Javier, are you as excited about March Madness as I am?
Yeah.
Are you? You didn't sound very excited. Okay? Next week is my Christmas week. Okay? Especially Wednesday and Thursday. Now, by the way, I should mention this. Okay? I know we have spring break next week. I am not going to be here to remind you. Sunday night is when they make the selection show and they'll announce it, and I'll try to get it up as soon as they announce it as I can. The first games begin on Thursday, which means your brackets, and you can do either 1 or 2. If you do 2, you need to make sure you give me the spreadsheet and I can see that you actually did it properly, okay? Watch the video that I posted there because that explains how to do it. The first way you can do it any way you want, I don't care what you do, okay? But you get points for being right. It's just like a math class. And it's really hard sometimes, okay? So watch the video. If you have any questions tomorrow, I'll be happy to answer them. And good luck, and see y'all tomorrow. Quiz on 5.4.
Question.
Okay?